How you going? Gary here from Platform 1 MRC. Glad you could join me again. Sorry about the delay, been quite busy. And as I mentioned in the last video, I had my computer crash on me. So I've had to learn a new editing program for the videos and what have you, and I've just been flat out since. As you can see, I'm going to pull up some of this scenery through here. You know, it's all this thin foam here, the sand, the grass here and what have you, because I've got another piece of material to go in through here. And what I'm going to do, there's going to be a low relief building here and a flat across here. What I mean by a flat, I just mean a very, very low relief building in through there. So it's only going to be about 3mm wide with a couple of recesses on it here and there to give it a little bit more depth. Anyway, look, I'm going to carry on here, and then we'll get stuck into the rest of the layout and I'll show you what I've been up to. So, as you guys know, I've been working on a bit of scenery in this little railway crossing scene here. Show you some of the work that I've been up to. As you can see around the railway crossing, I've included a lot of trash and a couple of garbage bags and all that. You'll just see the garbage bags down behind the crossbucks here, which are from mini prints. Excellent detail in those little bags. The rubbish that you see scattered around the layout here and over beside the truck is actually cut up newsprint or catalogue colours, and basically I just throw them into a bowl, chop them up nice and small, and you know, put down a bit of the ballast solution, which is your PVA or carpenter's glue, water, and wet the area, sprinkle it down, then mist it down with a bit of isopropyl, and what that does is helps the paper, you know, sink down into the solution. And the end result doesn't look too bad. Just going to give this logo a bit more throttle, and we'll move this train on. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is a couple of close-up shots of the rubbish here. What I've noticed by searching Google Maps and Street View and all that is this is the sort of rubbish that blows around along the side of the tracks there on the downtown Spur. So it'd be nice to get a little bit more junk down here. I'm thinking about maybe some old furniture or something and just throw amongst all this sort of rubbish here. I'm just going to move the camera again, and we're going to look at the other side of the crossing there where I've included a shrub, you know, some weeds or vines on the fence and a little bit of scattered rubbish underneath that. So once again on this side of the layout, a couple of more garbage bags. I don't know if you can see the car tyre, you probably can't see the car tyre here, but I can give you a shot of that. You've seen the car tyres I've used previously, they're from Wheeler, and they are great little moulds. So over here, the shrub that you see in the background there, that's actually twine, like your normal sort of 4mm or just under, what's that, just over 1/8 diameter sisal rope that's been teased out, and you know, grass fibres applied, and the little knock leaves that I've got. So that hasn't come up too bad. The pile of sand there that you see, I just carved up a little piece of foam into a little mound and glued that down, let it dry overnight, and then sprinkled the sand on, and I actually painted it with PVA first before I sprinkled the sand and grout mix on. Then I just wet it down a little bit to create that nice mound. So it looks like something that's just been heaped up beside the track there. What I will do, I'm going to move the camera once more and show you what I've done down the end through the fiddle yard section of the layout. So you can see down here on the fiddle yard, it's all been scenicked up. The ballast, which was in place previously, but I've gone through, added some saddy grass there, which is all 4mm, and there's a little bit of 2mm brown amongst that as well. The tufts down the side here along this edge are just the old stab method where you put a drop of PVA down, take a pinch of the grass fibres, 12mm, stab them in, and I generally wait about 15-20 minutes till the glue starts to, you could say, go off, and then I just, you know, tease them around with the end of a skewer, and that just fans them out a little bit. So we've got a bit of a mix through there. Some of them I will airbrush, you know, like a dustier brown colour. So that hasn't come up too bad. And if I move these wagons down, hopefully those points are set, you can see I've actually gone down the back of the building as well and completed that scene there. The drop down section on the layout, that's also been scenic, so I'm just going to move the camera one more time. So the drop down section is in the down position, and when I bring it up you'll see it all scenic. I've actually gone around and put a fence around the outside, which is just 3mm or 1/8 diameter, width, sorry, MDF, and I've just painted the inside with a bit of green, a bit of yellow, just to reflect the grass behind it. So it doesn't look too bad. Just in this corner here, or foreground corner I should say, just put a pile of ballast there, a couple of sleepers or tyres on there, and a pile of ballast behind it. What I'll do, I'll turn the camera around, or actually I'll post up a photo of that area for you to have a look at. So there you go, so that's all been ballasted, tidied up, grass, again 4mm, 2mm grasses, 12mm grass fibres around the edges just to blend it all in, so it's transition right through to the runaround and the fiddle yard up the end there. So we're going to move around to the other side of the layout now, where I've done some more scenery work, and we'll take a look at that. In the previous video I showed this area over here where the container's sitting as a hard stand. You know, I mentioned that hard stand and fences are gone in. Now I've managed to put some fences in down along this side and fill it full of refuse, waste from the industry there. So you've got a couple of 44-gallon drums that I've painted and weathered, which I made a little video about weathering those tanks up using the isopropyl and weathering powders, which they come up really nice. The container over there has been done the same, so that's been clear coated. Then I went over it with the weathering powders and isopropyl, and that's the sort of effect you get. So you get that nice rusty looking container. Just going to move the container out of the way so you can see these tanks I've done. Now some of you guys may have seen this already from the various Facebook groups I'm on, and I'm just going to move the camera slightly so you can get a better look at that. So there they are there. Now they haven't been permanently put down yet. I've still got to glue them down. Now I had a suggestion that I should leave them loose, for the fact that if I need to clean them or dust around them, I can do. But I use one of those fan brushes. I've got it right here, and there we have there. So I can actually get in amongst this and dust out quite nicely. The other thing is, you can always use an airbrush. Airbrushes come in handy for removing dust around a layout as well. So yeah, either either. If I glue them down, at least they're set in a position. They're there on the layout. I don't have to move them. Don't have to worry about them moving. And when I go to transport the layout, at least I don't have loose items on the layout that, you may forget about. Some of the smaller scenic details, you might have a few pallets here and there that are a little bit loose on the layout, which, you can just throw into a container and away you go. The other thing I've been up to is the roofs of the factories here. I'm just going to come around here, and you can see there's a bit of colour on there. There's a few things on top as well. But I've textured all them up. Again, they've been shared on the various Facebook groups that I'm in. So what I will do, I'm just going to move some leftover chain wire fencing and a pipe. So the rooftop here on both these buildings have been done with acrylics and lots of water. The boomer diorama style method, where you actually flood in a bit of water and you can move the colours around, especially on this roof here. So basically what I've done on this roof here, you can see there's a few lines that run through the roof, so I just painted them on first, just with the edge of the brush, and just tap the brush down as such, and maybe there's a few that go across the other way. After that I used browns, a little bit of like concrete green as well, and just played around with it till I got the effect that I was after. The other roof on the other side, as you can see, I've taken all these lines, all these expansion gaps, or I guess that's where they seal between the individual panels that they put on the roof when they built the place, and that's just done with acrylics. Again, edge of the brush, just stabbed it down to roughly get it where it should be. There's no real science behind that, it's pretty easy, and the rest of the stuff's just been flooded in with water. After I did paint the black lines on, I did give it a clear coat with the flat sealer, I should say, and then flooded in a few other colours just to get that nice weathered effect that where water's been sitting or what have you, that you can see between all these lines and grooves. So I'm quite pleased with how that's happened. The other thing down here is through the alleyway. You can't quite see it there, but I'll move the camera and give you a better shot, and I'll also post up a still shot of this alleyway here, so it shows you the amount of trash that I've put down through there. So at the moment I'm just holding the camera freestyle so you guys can see, and I'll just lift it up and move it around. Now a few guys have commented, geez, that's a tight radius, that curve there, but it's not that tight. It's about 22 to 24 inches right through there. When you get down low here, it looks very tight, but I can tell you that it's not. The curve on the other side where those wagons were over here into the Fiddle yard, that's about 18-inch diameter, so that's what, around second, third radius somewhere there, 18, 19 inches it is. Yeah, so it's deceiving how it looks. But I'm really happy how all the trash and everything's come about on this. It certainly sets the scene. We'll just come around here and I'll bring the camera around, and you can see what I've done there with the solo bin or the auto bin or whatever you like to call them there, the rubbish bags and the smaller steel bin. I'm quite pleased with how this is progressing at the moment. And we'll just pass the stand there and we'll just take a look down the whole length of the layout here. Now it's been fun doing all this, trying to find time to actually do a little bit more on it. You know, work takes up a lot of my time, it takes up 40-45 hours a week. So when you get home from work some days, you don't really want to do anything, but that's the way it is. You just try and find the time and get a little bit done here and there, and sooner or later it all comes together. So we're going to go back down to that far corner over there, and we'll see where we're up to on that. So from the opening sequence in this video, you notice that I was talking about measuring out an area where I was going to put the end of a road and what have you. So what I've done there, I've been up to the local framing shop, and I picked up a few bits of their scrap foam core that they use for framing pictures and paintings and what have you. So I brought that down here, cut it out to shape. As you can see, it wraps around behind the track there. Filed this down with a hand shore, what they call it, a shore planer, or which is one of these here with the teeth on the bottom, and I can actually just shave that back so I can bring the 5mm down to meet the existing scenery. You can see I've got a warehouse there that I've knocked up out of 3mm card. It was a little bit deeper, probably about another 30mm deeper, but when I had it that length, it actually brought this right out here, which to me was too close to the rails. I could imagine you'd have to have 10, 15 feet, maybe a little bit more between the concrete barriers there where the road ends and the track itself. So I've shortened the building, shortened the forecourt area or the concrete area, which is just a piece of it's around about 1.5mm thick card that I've cut the shape and all that. So that card will be glued down, it'll be painted a concrete colour, the road will be textured. I'm going to use some of the gel that I've used previously, or not gel, it's fibre paste, and that'll give the road a nice surface anyway. Then finish everything else off. So just around this side, I've cut another piece of card. I'm just going to turn this freestyle. Sorry about that noise, fellas. Trying to get this right. You can see I've got a piece of card over the other side there, which will be, a bit of a path to a low relief building, and as I mentioned earlier, this will basically sit right against the back wall here, like so. So this path here will be shortened back a little bit, what have you, and once this is in, a little bit of trash and what have you around the back of the building, especially after the building's been painted and what have you, it shouldn't look too bad. It'll give a nice backdrop to the layout. Like I said earlier, it's been a fun build, getting these things done, getting the layout ready, and I will be showing this layout off at the National Model Railway Association's Rails at Rose Hill convention later in September, October this year. So that's going to be interesting, and I'll also give a talk about or presentation on where we get our influences from, where our resources come from. And as you guys know, I speak highly of things like YouTube and using Google Maps and Street View and all the podcasts that are out there, plus all the fantastic groups where people are so engaging, and they'll lend a hand. And if you're after a particular photo of a region, you're bound to find somebody out there who will actually find you something. So anyway, that's where we're at the moment, and that's what I'll be doing in the future. So I've got a bit of work ahead of me yet. I've still got to paint these fascias black. And to the guys who have sent me stickers in the post recently, thank you very much. Your stickers that I've made up for my layout should be arriving soon. So Well folks, that's it for this month, and you know what I'm going to say next. Take care, stay safe, and keep on modelling. Cheers, Gary.